Hi folks, this is video 163, titled What I Was Thinking at the Time, Episode 6, Wendy's Mustang. I had a lot to think about in regard to my late sister's first car. It was a 1974 Mustang II. What an adventure we all had with that thing. The Mustang II was a hatchback, a small car that was developed during the gas shortage era. Not much different than the infamous Ford Pinto. At first, I was glad she got a car. The first real escapade I was involved with happened around Christmas time. Wendi went to the tree farm outside of Clark Summit and bought a nice tree for my dad and my stepmom. The car was small with 4 bucket seats. The back seats folded down, creating a fair size area to stow or transport something. She picked out a nice tree and I cut it for her. Now this was before someone came up with the nylon auto wrap units used to compress and secure the branches, thus making transporting a tree fairly easy. Nope, this was before that. It was either tie it on the roof or stick it in the back. Wendi opened the hatch, lowered the back seats, and put the 7-foot tree in the car, butt first. The butt was between the front bucket seats. I pulled in the driveway not long after she had arrived. I knew nothing about her project until that time. I went to help her extricate the tree. Here's a reference, mind's eye visual. Think bottle and bottle brush. Brush goes in easy, but it takes some doing to pull it back out. Well, the Mustang was the bottle, and that 7-foot tree, almost entirely in the car, was the brush. I don't remember now how we got it out, but I do know it wasn't pretty. Charlie Brown would hang his head. I called my sister Deb to make sure I got the particulars correct on a couple escapades with this little red lemon. I learned about more. They ran it through a automatic robo car wash and it died. They had to shut down the car wash and get Wendy's Mustang towed out of the car wash. Now it's my turn. My step-family was from Lancaster County. My dad's side is spread out over Lancaster and Chester County. My Aunt Irene introduced Winnie to Dad a year or so after my mom passed away from congestive heart failure. Wendi was down country and I got a call. Seems that the wiring burned up in the Mustang. The car was parked in the electric company's lot next to the Willow Street Mall. I told her I would be down in the morning. Wendi stayed with my cousin Lori that night. I was down there almost first thing. I spent most of the day rewiring that red lemon. Okay, now she's good to go. That lasted a while. About 5 or 6 months later, I got a call. The wiring burned up again. This time in Tunkhannock at the Burger Boy. It is now offices for Mountain Energy Company. At least the weather was good and I didn't have to drive 150 miles one way. I rewired the car again in the parking lot. Once again, she was good to go. There was one last trip down country that I didn't hear about. On the way home, it seems the car would only go about 500 yards and stop. She let it sit for a few minutes, and it started up and would go about 500 yards. It took her 8 hours to get home. She finally gave up on the red lemon and put an advertisement in the paper shop. A couple of weeks after she parked it, a couple guys came to look at it. They didn't buy it. Remember, she parked it because it would only go about 500 yards and die. About a week later, in the middle of the night, there was a commotion outside. Deb told me that Dad jumped up, put on his work boots, and ran out. Somebody just stole Wendy's Mustang. Dad jumped in his truck and gave chase. He was wearing a t-shirt, boxer shorts, socks, and work boots. I can see it now. Someone at the house called the state police. Dad was chasing him north on Interstate 81 with his pickup. The state police stopped him for safety reasons. He had no idea who he was chasing or if they were armed. It turned out it was a gang operation. They scanned periodicals like the paper shop for vehicles to steal and chop shop. But Wendi, that bomb only went 500 yards at a time. The gang members drove it flat out for 800 miles until the engine blew up. The police found it the following week somewhere. That was kind of good news for me. Bye-bye pain in the butt. Well, that's about the end of this episode. Talking about Wendy's Mustang. That was quite a car. By the way, if you hear any heavy breathing in the background, it's Jake. His butt's on the bed, he's draped over the arm of the chair, and his head's on my chest, and he's sleeping. All the best, folks. All the best.